video, we're going to talk about how to write function rules. We talked about tables, we've talked about interpreting them, so now we're going to talk about how do we write them. So the first important concept is that when the x value in a table is 0, the corresponding y value is in the rule. So the constant is helpful in finding the pattern. In other words, the y value is going to be the constant. You're going to use that constant to find your pattern. Ask yourself, what do I do to the x value to get the y value? That's always what you want to ask yourself when you're trying to find a function rule. Okay, so let's just look at some examples. So here, we start with our x and our y, or our f of x. What can I do to 3 to get 9? What can I do to 6 to get 36? Because here we have 1 and 1, and it's hard to look at 1 and find out what we do to get 1. So 3 to get 9, well, if I square 3, I get 9. So then you have to ask yourself, does that rule continue to work? Can I square 6 and get 36? Well, yes, I can. Can I square 9 and get 81? Yes, I can. So the rule we figured out is that the x value times itself. So we would say that our function rule is y equals x squared. Okay, so let's look at another one. Our x values are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our y values are 2, 4, 6, and 8. So what can I do to x to get y, or to get my f of x? So to go from 1 to 2, it looks like I'm multiplying by 2. What happens from 2 to 4? Well, 2 times 2 is also 4. So let's continue to try the rule. 3 times 2 is 6. Oh, it's still working. 4 times 2 is 8. So in this case, the x value is multiplied by 2. So we would say that our function rule is y equals 2x. They're not always going to be this easy. Okay, so here we have negative 2, negative 6, negative 1, negative 5, 0, negative 4, 1, negative 3. When you have a 0 in your rule, it's always helpful because there's only so many things you can do to 0. Well, there's lots, but it's always helpful. So in this case, the only thing that can be done to 0 is to subtract 4. So start there. 0 minus 4 gives you negative 4. So then you have to try it everywhere else. So negative 2 minus 4 equals negative 6. Negative 1 minus 4 gives you negative 5. 1 minus 4 gives you negative 3. So in this case, our formula was y equals x minus 4. Does it work? Yes. Okay, so let's look at this one. We have a 0 again, so let's use it to start. So let's see, if I do 0 plus 1, I could stop right now and say that my function rule is y equals x plus 1. But I have to try it a few more times. So 1 plus 1 does not give me minus 4. 2 plus 1 definitely doesn't give me negative 19. So this can't be it. So what else happens? So from here to here, this is minus 5. This is minus 21. This is minus, minus 17. There is no pattern happening there. So obviously there are two steps to this. So we're going to multiply and then subtract. So if we have minus 5 here, what could we have done? We can multiply this times 5 and add 1 to get to negative 4. So, actually times negative 5. So if I try this, does it work? So if I did 2 times negative 5, I get negative 10. Then I add 1. But that does not work. I wonder if I wrote these down wrong. And if I do 3 times negative 5 plus 1, that does work. Maybe this was just supposed to be a negative 9 and Miss Ernest wrote it wrong, because then it does work. Rewrite this as negative 9, because I think I copied down my slide wrong. So in this case, your slide rule would be this. Remember, I'm not always perfect when I write these. So you're looking for a rule that always works. This one was a little trickier. So what about if we apply it to a more real-world application? What if we have to apply it to words? This time I don't have a pretty chart. Suppose you borrow money to buy a lawnmower. This is like what we do in our warm-ups. The cost is $245. You charge $18 to mow a lawn. Write a rule to describe your profit as a function of the number of lawns mowed. So first we've got to define some variables. So n can represent our number of lawn mows. P of n is going to be our total profit. So since the profit is the function of the number of lawn modes we mowed. We know our P of N goes over here, or our Y. So now we're going to do 18 times the number of lawns mowed minus, we have to take out the cost of the lawnmower. So that's why this became our equation, because you need to do amount you charge times however many lawns you mow, whether it's 1 or 50, and subtract out the amount you paid for the lawnmower, it's the cost of doing business, and that gives you your profit, because you don't get your profit until you've taken out any costs you pay in business. All right, so this is a real-world application of a function rule. We didn't have a nice little chart to go by, we had to go from words.